What's up, guys? Phil Smith here, and welcome to episode 2 of The Focus, a podcast series where we discuss the main goings on in football. Last time out, we discussed the release of the Premier League fixtures, and today we are going to discuss the Premier League transfers, what's already been done, and the rumours. I'm joined by Will Hardy again.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hello. And it's been quite a quiet start to the transfer window. There's only been a few done deals.
There's a few done deals, but there's been a hell of a lot of rumours going around.
Oh, yeah, there's always a...
It's like I said last time about the 40 million for Joe Hart. Go on, Everton. Go, get him.
Yeah, that seems to have cooled a little bit recently, that rumour. So we'll start off by talking about the done deals. And as we're recording this morning, just like about an hour ago, Jamie Vardy signing a new 4-year contract with Leicester.
Which is probably the best thing they could do for him, to be fair. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, go to Arsenal, do well, but stick with your club you know.
Staying loyal. Loyalty isn't really in football nowadays.
And also loyalty breeds better with fans.
Definitely. And now that I think Vardy is obviously signed a new contract, I think that could mean Mahrez might stay.
Well, Mahrez was already going to stay, wasn't he? He already said he wanted to. So it's more the fact that I think he was waiting to see what Vardy would do to kind of see how much he would have to put into the team again. Because Vardy did well. Vardy was like the star player, but then Mahrez was basically his backup, so it was quite good.
Yeah, it is important for Leicester that they both stay. So they've already made 2 signings of Leicester, done deals already. We'll go into like more rumours and stuff later on. But 2 done deals already. Robert Zieler from Hanover, a German goalkeeper. I expect him to be the backup to Schmeichel. I don't think this is going to have any effect on Schmeichel maybe leaving. Don't think that's going to happen. And they've signed a Luis Hernandez on a free transfer. He's a defender from Sporting Gijón. And that deal will be done on the 1st of July. He will move to Leicester.
Well, because it's officially, in inverted commas, the transfer window hasn't actually opened yet. Because they always wait till...
It's like pre-deals, isn't it?
Well,
yeah. And as we've been discussing, Vardy signing a new contract. So, obviously, it's only 2 signings. They're not the most well-known players, but are these the kind of signings that could help Leicester maybe challenge for Champions League again?
Well, yeah, they could do, because Leicester were kind of still an unknown team last season because they did really bad, came up. They were really bad in the first season, really bad. And then they just got better after Christmas. Then they did exceedingly well the second season. And now it's second season syndrome. Are they going to do well? I don't think they'll get the championship. They don't think they'll get the Premier League title. Don't think they'll get that. But Champions League football, yeah.
It's going to be really competitive. I heard a report about how competitive it's going to be because obviously you've got Chelsea, Man United getting new managers. It's going to be the most competitive Premier League season, I think, for a long time this coming one, especially with Leicester obviously winning the title last season. That makes them contenders now. Obviously, we'll talk about possible incomings later on, like there's still rumours about Troy Deeney, but we'll move on to that a little bit later. So for Arsenal, who finished second in the Premier League last season, their only done deal at the moment is a pretty big one, isn't it? Granit Xhaka.
Well, it's also the... it is big. It is big enough.
£30 million.
Yeah. It's more the fact that it's some of these players, like some of the people listening might not even know who these players are. So
He's currently at the Euros, is Granit Xhaka with Switzerland. He is a really good player.
Fair. It's like, for me, it's like I always judge players on the talent in the Premier League. Everyone says the Premier League is a place to play. So all these big names saying, "Oh yes, we can come play. We can play." Is it Di Maria?
Angel Di Maria, yeah.
What did he do? Nothing.
I think that was probably because of Van Gaal. I think if Mourinho had been in charge, Di Maria would still be at Manchester United right now and doing well.
Still, it's more the fact the big name came in, didn't do really well. Okay, Aguero came in, did. He was slightly unknown at the time.
I wouldn't say he was unknown. He was banging in goals in Spain. So
fair enough. Okay, well, for myself, he was slightly unknown. He illuminated the Premier League in his first season. That's as soon as that happened, it was straight into everybody's fantasy football team, I think, to be fair. And then you look back at the older ones. I was going to say Henrik Larsson then, but that's Scotland. But yeah, but it's a lot of foreign players when they come in. Some of them do well, some of them don't, and it's something to push them away. You look at who's the Arsenal guy that went to Roma?
Chesney.
No, tell the guy. Is it Giovanni? No, that's Hull City. There was a guy that it'll come to me in a second, trust me. When we're talking about it, it'll come through to me, trust me. Anyway, carry on.
Right. So as far as Arsenal are concerned, everyone always goes on about what do they need signings wise. What do you think they need?
There's the nucleus of the squad's quite decent, to be fair. They've always had a half decent defence anyway. Like Bellerin was actually knocking a couple of goals last season. Mertesacker is one of the best defenders they've got. Koscielny is not just reasonable. He is good. Then you look at the midfield. You've got Ramsey. I'm not going to say Will Chuck is absolute crap. Don't know why he's at the Euros. But they've got Ramsey. They've got Sanchez, Walcott, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Why are they not in the England squad? Like as in Walcott and Oxlade-Chamberlain, not Sanchez and thing. But yeah. You've up front. You've got Giroud finally started banging the goals back in the season. Sorry, apologies to the German fans out there. Matters Ozil's buddy. He's a midfielder. He's fantastic. They've got a good team. It's just
I think they need to be looking at the spine of the team. Maybe another defender, because I disagree with you when it comes to Mertesacker. I think he's awful. He has no pace whatsoever.
No, he's got no pace, but he commands that back defence very well. Yeah, very well.
So, in my opinion, a defender, central midfielder, they kind of got up with Xhaka. Maybe one more could do, and a striker. Everyone's always gone on about them needing a striker. Giroud is not consistent enough.
No, they've got Giroud, they've got El Neni.
El Neni's a defensive midfielder.
I thought, fair enough, they're a striker. No, they've got Akpom come back from City. He
was only on loan at Hull.
He was only on loan at Hull City, so I think Akpom will get a bit of a taste in.
Joel Campbell as well. He stepped up a bit last season. I'm a big fan of his.
Exactly, they've got the strikers there. They don't need.
They've got a lot of attacking wingers, but they haven't got many out and out strikers.
Yeah, Walcott always says he wants to be a striker.
Yeah,
he's always said he wants to be there. So time to prove it, Walcott.
Anyway, going on to Manchester City, we expect them to be really busy this summer. They've already signed OK Gundogan from Borussia Dortmund, £21 million. That's a done deal already. What do you think he's going to offer to them?
Well, from Man City point of view, I always defer to my little brother, so I rarely look into them. But my little brother's quite happy with him. He says, excuse me, he's a half decent player for them and bring him to the squad. It just depends on how Pep Guardiola's going to deal with the team. It literally is.
I also understand they're very close to making the second signing. He's currently at the Euros, Nolito of Spain. You might not have heard of him. £14 million. He did okay for Spain the other day. Who were they playing in that 1-1 draw?
I have not a clue because I've been at work.
Well, they were playing someone. It will come to me in a second. But he had a decent game. Came off as a substitute after about an hour. But it's more depth into the squad, and they did like depth signings last summer with Delph and people like that. And
things like that, like I said last time, Delph was only taken to them because
of the English,
the country players.
I'm a fan of what Manchester City are doing.
They lost 2-1 to Croatia.
They lost. Oh yes, it was Croatia, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes. So you can be quiet now.
So Manchester City wise, they've obviously got Gundogan already. Looked like they're going to get Nolito. They're really interested in Leroy Sané, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Andros Townsend's also been linked. Don't understand why he would go to Manchester City apart from money really, but we'll move on to that one a bit later. Moving on to Tottenham, who finished third after a bit of a collapse at the end of the last season. Nothing's been completed yet, but 2 deals are close to being completed. Victor Wanyama's had his medical at Tottenham after Tottenham agreed a deal with Southampton. About £10 million, we understand that deal is going to be. And Gazzetta dello Sport in Italy suggesting that Tottenham are close to signing Chilean forward Antonio Sanabria for £12 million from AS Roma. You might not have heard of him, but I have. He's a good young player, is Sanabria for Tottenham.
Fair enough. Well, to be fair, Tottenham have started to take on what Arsenal do. They do a lot of youth. They try to bring the youth through a lot. So if they keep on top of that, then it's not too bad. But We'll see when it comes to it.
This deal could be a little bit like Eric Lamela. I remember a few years ago it took him quite a while to settle in at Tottenham, but he has finally done it. I think this could be a similar sort of situation for Sanabria from Roma. Moving on to Chelsea, again nothing completed just yet. It's more rumours than anything. In the recent days, they've been with a £57 million double swoop for Leonardo Bonucci and Antonio Candreva. Obviously, with Conte in charge, Italian manager, trusts the Italian players.
The Arsenal player I was thinking of was Gervinho.
That's the one, Gervinho. You went far away with Gervinho.
I said it was only because I'm wholesale, it's Gervinho. But yeah. Gervinho.
Just think of the guy with the massive forehead.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Him for Arsenal was good.
Yeah.
He didn't do well. Then he left, and it was fantastic at Roma. That was my example. Done.
Yeah.
So apologies for the big gap in the middle there.
That's all right. So with Chelsea, £57 million double swoop for two Italian players, Candreva and Bonucci. Obviously, with Conte in charge, he knows a lot about these players.
Well, the thing is, with Conte coming in, he'll bring in his own little style all the time, so it'll be quite fun to see his angle and everything.
Yeah, they've also been strongly linked with Alvaro Morata of Real Madrid. He's been on loan at Juventus, really impressed. He's actually been starting for Spain in the Euros. That's what scored against Croatia the other day.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It'll be a good little signing for Chelsea. That I think Morata has.
It would actually.
Pace. He's got the age on his side. I don't think he's that old. Is Morata? I think he's like 23, 24, I think.
I don't know, we'll check it later on.
Yeah. We're just whizzing through these and then we'll focus on them in a bit more depth later on. Liverpool done deals already. Done quite early in the window actually. Joel Matip, that was announced back in January that they were going to be signing Joel Matip on a free transfer from Schalke. He's a defender. And goalkeeper Loris Karius for almost £5 million there.
Yeah, but that got announced on Sky. That was basically, who is this player? They did a big article on him. They've done a few players actually this season, to be fair. I think the Man City signing is the same one. It was like, who is this player?
Yeah. One thing I'd be interested to see from Liverpool and Premier League in general, don't forget Mario Balotelli is still on their books. He is on loan at AC Milan at the moment, but he is an actual...
Are you sure? I thought you weren't.
No, he's still on loan at Milan from Liverpool, I believe. He's just checking his phone again, just to check if that's true. Yeah, I believe that's true. If he is just on loan, bring Balotelli back, in my opinion, because with Klopp in charge, I think he can do a really good job, and we know what kind of player he can be when he shows his quality.
Yeah, when he shows his quality.
Yeah. So that's Liverpool. Manchester United with obviously Mourinho in charge there. Only done deal at the moment is Eric Bailey, another player that you might say who. He's a young defender from Villarreal.
Yes, I apologise. He is still on loan at Milan.
Yeah, Balotelli. That is.
It's 2 seasons he's been there.
I say bring him back to Anfield. In my opinion.
I don't know. It's like what? Okay, this is going off the worst source in the world, Wikipedia, because it can change by anybody. It was at Liverpool, 16 appearances, 1 goal. Milan, 20 appearances, 1 goal.
He hasn't had the best track record.
Best record. Just look at Man City. He was great for them, and then he left. He got bad, came to Liverpool, got worse. Went to AC Milan, slightly worse though. So I don't know.
He hasn't had the best of luck with the managers he's worked for. Obviously, with Brendan Rodgers, that kind of fell apart for Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool. And I don't know who the AC Milan manager is, but they seem to chop and change managers every year, to be honest. Milan are not the same as what they used to be. So, as we were mentioning, Manchester United, their only done deal is Eric Bailey from Villarreal for £30 million. I think it's...
Not Bailey.
Bailey. Don't get excited, United fans. Eric Bailey. I think it's about £20 million with a lot of add-ons. I don't think it's like £30 million straight up. So that's like the big teams focused on in like quotation marks. Moving on to the promoted teams, it's been quite quiet really for the promoted teams.
You'd say that, but when you get to my lot, I'll tell you what's happening.
Yeah, obviously we'll pass over to Will, the resident Hull City supporter.
Yes.
Right, so moving on to Burnley first, they haven't done anything yet apart from lose players really. They've lost Joey Barton, obviously on a free transfer to Rangers, so they need to fill that midfield slot. And I reckon this might go on for a while. Michael Keane rumoured to be joining Leicester. I think that might be a bit of a saga.
Yeah, I think it will be. Yeah, I think with the loss of Joey Barton, they won't want to lose too many players of quite big caliber. I think the Michael Keane one might have been just there in case Vardy won. So
yeah, I still think that could happen, but it's important that Burnley keep him because he is one of their key players.
I think what Burnley need to do. I know it's the same with when we got to Hull City as well. I think both of them need to look at out of contract decent players from all the big clubs and youth development coming through, because it's what a lot of teams lack but then have started bringing up in the past couple of seasons, which I think has made the game a lot more interesting and has made some of the games last season a lot more enticing. I think you see like all these players go, Man City v Liverpool is a big game, but then you go Bournemouth, Chelsea, and they go beat them 2-1, you're like, 8 up, what's going on here then? Them sort of games you kind of think, okay, that something's got to give. So it'll be interesting. I think with all three of the promoted clubs, if they look toward out-of-contract seasoned players and youth, they'll be fantastic.
We'll save the best of the promoted teams till last, that being Hull. Yeah, that's not in my opinion, that is obviously in Will's opinion. So we'll move on to Middlesbrough now. They've already done a couple of deals. Victor Fisher, we talked about him I think in the last episode, didn't we? And you said, who's he?
I think it was in the last episode of the pilot, one of the two. Go we did.
Might be in the pilot, yeah. So they've signed Victor Fisher for an undisclosed fee and Bernardo Espinosa from Espanyol on a free transfer.
Yeah, Fisher's from Ajax, remember, not from Espanyol. You didn't say that.
Yeah, Vicious from Ajax and Espinosa's from Espanyol. Obviously, Borough, how do you rate their chances this season?
I think they'll stay up. I honestly think they'll stay up because I thought when Gareth Southgate was in charge, I thought he'd bring him back up. I had him down.
That was many years ago now, wasn't it?
I know, but I thought, go for it. He was one of the ex-players. He's going to bring him back up. I thought,
why didn't really work out in the end, did it?
It didn't, and I thought they just dropped so far off. And now in the past 3-4 seasons, they just come on leaps and bounds. I'm happy for them. It's like, yeah, we beat them 3-0 and they beat us 1-0. So on aggregate, it's only 3-1 to us. Well, okay, fair enough. They got automatic promotion.
It's probably more special to go out for the playoffs midfield though.
Yeah, sometimes you actually got more chance. It's just the longevity for the players. You saw like with City. I'll get back on that, but City win against Derby. Go beat them 3-0, go lose 2-0 again at Casey.
That was a tense night.
Tense? I was sat in the cinema watching it on my Sky Go app.
Wow.
I was watching X-Men Apocalypse. In the little breaks, I was literally every 15 minutes break, just put my Sky Go app on, use loads of my data for that, but I didn't care.
I expect Middlesbrough to be busy. I know they've already got a really good squad, but I expect Gaston Ramirez to join them, to be honest. He's
it's a shame.
Free agent now.
I know. I'd love City to go back in for him because we didn't. It's same with Tom Ince. We didn't use them right. We didn't put him in the right place. There was too much Bruce looking after his favourite players, as it were. And I think if we had Gaston Ramirez, basically that's what Snodgrass is. That's why we kind of had him in. So we've got Snodgrass, we've got that. If we lose players, then fair enough. But no, Gaston, if he doesn't go to City, he'll go to Middlesbrough, guaranteed.
Either that or he'll go back to Italy.
Yeah, true.
That could happen. It's either Middlesbrough. I don't think Hull will go in for him, to be honest. It's either Middlesbrough or Italy. Right, so we'll move on to Hull. I'll pass over to Will now, see what's been happening with them.
Well, Hull basically, I think it's James Smales in the Hull Daily Mail today. I was reading this morning. There has been 0 bids in for any of their players, even though the rumours are flying out for Josh Tymon and Andy Robertson, both looking at going to big clubs. Now, both of them have been targeted by Liverpool, which is rather interesting.
Liverpool just doing to Hull what they do to Swansea, just nick all their players.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, with Klopp, it's like the players are bringing in. Like Robertson will want first team football guaranteed. Liverpool don't really have a Robertson, so technically it would fit into their bill.
They have Moreno.
Moreno is good, but the problem
I don't rate Moreno though. I think Robertson maybe is better.
Yeah, that's why I say they don't have a Robertson. Moreno can run down that wing and cross him in. Robertson will actually wing in and out and go and shoot for a goal.
How much fee wise do you think?
15 million, I think, has been the.
Do you think that is what he's worth? Or?
Yeah, for the player that he is, yeah, I probably might. If Liverpool could come in for him, I think try and get a bit more out of him. a bit more out of him. It's the same with Shane Long. When we got Shane Long, we had him for half a season. We paid, what was it, 6 million for him, and we got 12. After 6 months.
From who?
Yes, from Southampton.
In the end, that's turned out to be a really good deal. He's probably my favourite player.
He did well in the second season. Second season is better for you, not the first though. That last season, sorry.
In terms of coming in, have you heard anything from
Ins? Apart from obviously Cusack at the end for the keeper and Diamandis.
That's not Thomas Kuszczak, by the way, the former Manchester United keeper. That's Kukiak.
Sorry, Kukiak. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from them two, nothing much on the comings in. There's a few rumours flying about, but I don't like. These are all just coming in from like fan forums that I'm on, etc. Nothing.
Not like
we're not targeting
solid.
massive players. The biggest worry we do have at the moment is that Fiorentina keep getting rumoured it's coming for Hernandez.
I can't see that happening now that he's in the Premier League again. If Hull win the Championship, I could see that happening. Definitely.
But things are, Hernandez did come out and say in one of these papers a while ago saying he will stay with Hull City till they're back in the Premier League. So does he go? Because I think he knew he wasn't ready for it when he played for us. He couldn't. He got a few goals, but didn't score enough and keep us there. So that's why he stayed with us. So that was the big kind of linchpin on that one.
Obviously, the main worry is the takeover.
Well, yeah, the takeover is going to be interesting. It will go on for a while. A few Hull City fans might be a bit annoyed when I say this, but I today have just renewed my season pass because we will be doing proper live vodcasts. That's like video interviews after every home game and hopefully a couple of away games. So I've renewed my pass for this podcast and a few games itself. So I hope we should get a full crowd. Right, no matter what happens with the takeover, because I think once the alarms are out, the fans will come back. They just want the alarms out. That's it. But every party that's come in and said they want to keep Steve Bruce, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
there's still no word about what Steve Bruce is doing because obviously he is back from his holiday now. But we just need to see what happens. Transfer window opens on 1st of July. It's only in a couple of days, so let's see how that one pans out. But anyway,
so we're gonna whittle through. Some more rumours involving other Premier League.
Rumour mill,
the rumour mill, yes. We mentioned earlier Troy Deeney. He's come out on Twitter yesterday. Yeah. And I'm quoting him here saying, funny how a couple of days ago I had left for £30 million and today I'm signing a contract. If you don't know nothing, keep quiet, thanks. That's Troy Deeney talking there. Don't know what's happening, don't know what that means, make of that what you will.
Hopefully he stayed with Watford.
Yeah. £30 million is excessive as well. Don't go there, Leicester, in my opinion. Arsenal, they've been rumoured to be signing Romelu Lukaku. Expect a lot of these kind of rumours.
Yeah, of course you will do.
I could see Romelu Lukaku going because he hasn't been happy at Everton for the last season.
Only last season. Ronald Koeman coming in, I think he might give it a season. I think he might give it another season with the new manager.
He does want Champions League football. Lukaku's been saying that for a long time, since he left Chelsea, really.
And it's weird how Ronald Koeman leaves like a European club.
Yeah, that I'm not going to bother touching on that because it's a touchy subject.
I know, that's why I had to say it.
Going on to Man City rumours, we're going to touch on teams like West Brom and West Ham. They've been linked with players, but we'll go on to Man City first. So we've already mentioned that they're close to signing Alita. Sane, Aubameyang, have both been linked. John Stones has been linked, Toni Kroos, Gabriel Jesus and Andros Townsend, loads of players. Whether or not any of them are going to happen.
If John Stones goes, then I don't know. It's again looking at me. It's again me looking at the England development. That's all it is.
There's only 4 places John Stones can end up at, in my opinion. Everton, he will stay there.
Yeah. Either
them, Chelsea, because obviously Chelsea have been linked with him for a long time. Manchester United, because Mourinho wanted him, or Manchester City. I'd rather see him go to Manchester United.
Yeah, because Mourinho wanted him. So if he goes there, then fantastic. I think that'll bolster Man United's defence, which was a big problem for them at the beginning of the season.
One rumour out of them that I just mentioned, Andros Townsend, I really hope that doesn't happen. Just you're not going to be getting played.
Going back to something, obviously I didn't say much about rumour-wise for Hull City. A few people have said they would love to see Townsend come to City.
Yeah, could see that happening.
I'd love to see that because a few of us said we'll just look at the good players that Villa, Norwich and Newcastle have that are either out of contract or want constant Premier League football. It's good to go.
Townsend's also been linked with Liverpool as well. He's been linked with everyone at Townsend.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he is a really good player.
He's a utility player. He's a decent one.
He scored an absolute cracking goal at Southampton last season.
Yep.
Yeah. So Liverpool obviously been linked with Townsend. They're going to be linked with a lot of players. A lot of former Dortmund players. Royce has been linked with for a long time now.
Klopp, so.
Marek Hamsik has also been linked. He plays for Napoli.
For Liverpool?
Yeah, he's been linked with Liverpool. Yeah, he's a good little player. He's done well at the Euros so far. Manchester United. If you believe the papers, this morning the Sun has reported that there's a £35 million bid on the table for Aaron Ramsey. I can't see that happening, but
it's a tasty enough deal for him, but it's who they're going to replace him. That's the problem.
And this is a deal I can see happening because there's been rumours about it for a long time. Henrik Mkhitaryan of Dortmund being strongly linked.
Fair enough.
Yeah. As we've mentioned, I'm just going off my notes here. We've already mentioned Gaston Ramirez to Middlesbrough. And we're carrying on the Townsend theme. Crystal Palace and West Brom also being linked with him. That'll be a more suitable club for Townsend rather than going to a massive club like Man City.
Yeah, because I think he'd lose himself in the bigger clubs.
Yeah.
So
Everton want to make a bid for Porto striker Vincent Aboubakar. Yeah. West Ham, they really want a striker, that is for sure. They want Simeon Zaza. Southampton and Wolfsburg have also been linked with him. £15 million that will cost them. They're probably going all out at West Ham because I saw them making massive bids for Lacazette.
Look where they've gone though. They've gone to the Olympic Stadium. They've got to make a statement in the first season.
They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think, West Ham.
I know, but just imagine if they don't get the big signings and they start losing, then they're going to struggle, and they're going to, if they get relegated.
I think the lure of Slaven Bilic is huge because he's a very good manager.
He is. He's proved it last season as well.
And we understand they've put in another bid for Lacazette of Lyon.
That's fair.
£30 million that might cost them.
I think they do need another striker because they can't just rely on Carroll for everything, unfortunately.
Yeah. West Brom have been linked with a couple of players. Moussa Sissoko, £15 million from Newcastle. He's a very inconsistent player. Sissoko.
They won't get Sissoko.
Why not?
He'll stick with Newcastle.
Do you think?
Yeah.
What was he there for their last championship season at Newcastle?
I don't think so.
No.
I think he was the first signing for when they got back to the Premier League.
Okay. What do you think of this signing for West Brom? Matt Phillips from QPR. Do you think that could happen?
Yeah.
The Birmingham Mail are reporting on both of those.
Fair enough. Birmingham Mail. And
obviously we've got to finish the rumour bit with Southampton. And it's a signing that I'm not particularly excited about, Nathan Redmond. it depends which way you look at it. Many are reporting it's a replacement for a guy called Juanmi who left for Malaga. We signed him for £5 million last summer. Never really started a game. I think he scored one goal for us or something. You could either look at it like he's replacing Juanmi, which that would be a real step up, or he's replacing it for Mane, who could be going to Liverpool. That's a step down.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we keep Mane, keep Tadic, and then Redmond would be a good addition, but I don't want him to be a replacement for one of our major players because that's a step down.
Yeah, true, will be. You need, like we said about Arsenal, the nucleus is the key. So it's supposed to be for every team, the nucleus is the key. You get rid of your big players, you need to re-sign a bigger player or equal to. So I think that's my two penny thing for the whole of the transfers, no matter what we said, no matter what's coming in and out. If your nucleus isn't strong, you're gonna struggle. Simple as.
That just about concludes this episode of The Focus. Again, if you want Premier League news, go on to the social media pages that we've got. Links will be in the description below again. If you missed episode 1, the link will also be in the description. And thank you for joining us. Thanks, Will, for joining me again.
That's all right.
And we shall see you next time. Goodbye.
See you on the other side.